Perfect. And we'll. Hello, everyone. We're still waiting on some people to join. We got a couple minutes left, but while you guys are waiting here, you are able to definitely turn your cameras on. And also, when you like hover over your name, there'll be like 3 little dots in the top corner, and you can change your name. So we want you guys, if some of you I know have siblings, if you have like your siblings, if you want to put both your names in there. But yeah, just edit it up. Put whatever name you like to be called in there, and so we can see you guys.
Yeah, so if there's like 2 of you, like Lillian, if you want to change your name to Lillian and whatever the other girl's name is, just so we know what everyone's name is, so we could probably answer your questions right. And so the one, your name is 052690. If you can change your name. All right, Lillian and Leah. Perfect. Perfect.
And then just so we know all of our Zoom stuff is working, do you guys all know where the chat box is? If you do, why don't you open up the chat box and, do you guys want to type, what should we do? Should we do favorite animal? Or if there's 2 of you, put both your favorite animals. So we're seeing if our chat boxes are working. Chickens, nice, nice. Mine's an otter. I love sea otters. Dog. Grant, do you have a specific type of breed of dog you like? Lions and unicorns, always good options. Labrador. Do you have one at home? Do you have a Labrador at home? Nice. Yeah, I have a Labrador too. I have a yellow lab. So yeah. And you guys can also totally feel free to turn your mics on and off too if you want to talk instead of type or whatnot. We should be having a couple more people. We changed, some of the times if you guys saw it. So they might not be able to be here today, or they'll be here tomorrow or something like that. So we'll give them another minute to see if they jump on. Otherwise, we're gonna record this session so we can send it to them later as well. So yeah, Alyssa, what's your favorite animal?
I would say a seahorse.
Seahorse? Nice,
Seahorse.
nice. I do like almost every animal. I'm not a huge fan of birds. Sometimes birds are questionable. I like birds like big fluffy birds, like chickens or like emus. Those are fun.
Do you guys know how to use like the interaction like emojis? You guys want to put a thumbs up? Joelle, I'm just trying to see, like, look at the other link.
Oh, if the other link is going?
But it would
Yeah.
have to be the host. It would have to be James.
Oh, to get into it?
Mm-hmm.
That's okay. Well, if the other people are missing it today, that's okay. We'll record it, and then we'll try to catch them for tomorrow. So,
Yeah.
but otherwise we can get going. So
Yeah.
I can share it with you guys. So I'm gonna share my screen here real quick. Okay, if you can see my screen, could you give me a thumbs up or something in the chat? Awesome. Thank you, guys. I'm gonna pull up my chat box too so I can see you guys. Well, welcome. We're doing our exploring being an engineer. This is our second time doing it all. So we had a huge batch of people when we did it in July. We had like 60 people. And so we had some extra stuff. And so we decided to reach out again to see if anybody else wanted to join us. So we got a couple of you guys and we're thrilled to have you. So today we'll be doing structural engineering. And then tomorrow we'll be doing environmental engineering. So you guys got like a kit full of supplies? Does everybody have their kits? You give me a thumbs up. Awesome, perfect. So about, some of the supplies we'll use today and some of the supplies you get to keep and hold on to for tomorrow. We'll be using it for environmental engineering. So, and then we are UW-Madison Extension, Waukesha County. And this was all, we got the kits and a lot of the programming from Waukesha County Continuing Education at UWM. So let's just go along here. So, I'm getting somebody else is joining us. We'll see if.
I got it.
Perfect. Well, we'll say hi to them before we get too far ahead here. We got another one too. Awesome. For some of you guys that are just joining us, welcome. Good to see you all. If you don't have your camera on, if you're able to, that would be awesome. And also, if your name on your screen is the right name, that's perfect. If you have multiple people, you can go ahead and click those 3 dots and you can change your name. Like if your siblings on the same computer, you can put both your names or just edit that so we can see your smiling face and we can see your name. So we're having a smaller group this time compared to what we did before. So we get to see all your smiling faces and we get to make some bridges together today.
All right, to start it off, my name is Alyssa. And also, I don't know if you guys have like an iPad near you or like a phone, but I would be really excited if you guys can take a picture of what you're going to be making today. And if you're able to, if you can send it to my email, I'm going to put my email in the chat. But I would really love to see what type of bridge that you guys would make. So if you guys could send a picture to me after, that would be really appreciated. So I'm just going to put my email in the chat here right now. And then Joelle, do you want to introduce yourself?
Yeah, so my name is Joelle. I was an intern here at UW-Madison Extension for Waukesha County. I am now currently a student at UW-Madison, so I am joining you all from lovely Madison, Wisconsin in my apartment out here. So, but I'm really excited to make bridges with you guys. We got to do it already and it was a ton of fun. So we're excited to see what you guys can come up with.
Yep, and then I'm working from the courthouse, from the Waukesha County Courthouse right now.
So yeah.
All right, ready to get started? And Stefan, are you able to put on your camera?
Oh, and also I know I see Stefan and Lawson's iPad. If you guys, we had everybody see that their chat box worked. Would you guys mind if you have your chat box able to work? Could you we were typing our favorite animal or just your name or just something to see that we're getting everybody's able to ask questions. That's sometimes the easiest thing. Perfect. I see
Cats.
Lawson, cats, nice. Sometimes that's the easiest way to ask questions is through the chat box, but also, we have a little smaller group today, so you guys can totally feel free to just go off of mute and just talk to us. So we're fun people. You don't need to be scared of us. So yeah, so now that we're kind of all acquainted, just a real basic thing we're going to go through is we have our Zoom basics. So we kind of already did it where you guys know the chat. I see you guys all have your cameras on, which is awesome. I'm sure if you guys all know, you guys were playing around with it, you see the mute and the unmute button. It's probably the smartest, easiest thing to keep it on unmute when it's just times like this, so we don't have a ton of background noise, but totally feel free to take it off of mute when you guys want to talk or share your thoughts or questions. And yeah, and then you guys see the reactions tab by you guys? If you do, why don't you send us your favorite reactions? Otherwise, let me see if I can Alyssa, I have a different setup because I'm screen sharing. Do you have better instructions on how to get to the reactions tab?
Let's see. So if I click my, it's not really going.
No. Well, it's also
That's
okay
all right.
today because we have our all
That's
videos
okay.
on.
Just whenever we ask you something, you guys can just go off the mute and talk, okay?
Yeah, or just give us a thumbs up just as a picture, like just like you guys were doing before. So
Yeah.
yeah. So our goals for today. So basically what we're going to be doing is we're going to be going through a task and like learning about structural engineers. So some things to kind of keep in the back of your head is our goals for today. So basically we're going to be role playing engineering careers. So you guys get to be essentially engineers today. So you got to kind of turn your mindsets on of how would an engineer think. So that's our next goal is think like an engineer. So you guys get a break from your everyday life and you get to put on the shoes of an engineer. So we're going to kind of talk about what do engineers think about, how do engineers approach questions and stuff like that. And finally, we're going to have fun because we get to do some hands-on activities. And I'm sure you all got to see those fun kits we dropped off that look very enticing. So we're going to admit one more person, but otherwise we're going to keep going through here. So I see Ashley. I see you're joining us here. Feel free to turn your camera on if you're able to. If you're with siblings, you can also rename yourself for multiple siblings, or if it's Ashley joining us, great to have you. So
Yeah, and Ashley, I don't know if that is your real name or if you're off someone else's name. If you could just change your name to the proper name so we know exactly what to call you, that would be great.
And you can click the 3 dots in the top right corner to rename. But while you guys are all, settling in, we're going to watch a quick video of, Ben and Ellie. Perfect. Thank you guys for changing the name there. So we're going to play this short little clip video and kind of give you an introduction on what is structural engineer that we'll be talking about today. So and then once I play it, if you guys could give me a thumbs up if you can hear it all correctly.
Hello, engineers. Welcome to the GSK Science in the Summer Structural Engineering Research Team. I'm Daryl, a scientist at the Franklin Institute, and I'm so glad you're joining us. We're going to need your help solving an engineering problem. What does it mean to be a structural engineer? Let's start with the name. What does the word structural or structure make you think of? A structure is something you can build, like houses and roads. I wonder what that tells us about what structural engineers do. Here's a picture of a structural engineer at work. What do you see? What do you think she's doing? Good observations. You might have noticed that she's wearing a hard hat and holding some plans or drawings. Maybe you also noticed that she's standing on a partly finished building. So, putting all those clues together, what do you think structural engineering is all about? Those are great ideas. Structural engineers solve problems about buildings, bridges, and other structures. They might design skyscrapers to survive strong winds, or test bridge plans to make sure they are sturdy enough to hold cars. They might also study the strength of different kinds of building materials and how they hold up over time.
So that's just a real brief kind of introduction to structural engineering. And so we'll definitely dive a lot more into it. So, and then Alyssa's going to take us away with our task today.
Yeah, okay. So this is going to be our task. So you work for a company that designs bridges for parks, roads, and highways. A nature center wants you to build a bridge on one of their hiking trails to help people cross a river. So the trail planners wants you to use a new lightweight building material for the bridge. So the new material is expensive, so they don't want you to use too much of it. So what are you guys going to do today? Your job is to find the best way to use this new material to help create a sturdy bridge while using as a least amount of material as possible. So we're going to talk about bridges.
Yeah, so I'm sure you all have, can you raise your hand if you've seen a bridge? Could be anything from a little bridge. Can you guys let me know in the chat, or you guys can unmute if you guys have seen any like really crazy bridges? Like if you can see up on my screen, there's the Golden Gate Bridge. I don't know if any of you guys have been out to California and seen that absolutely huge bridge. There's a huge one in London called Tower Bridge where it opens up in the middle. I know a couple of us are joining from Waukesha. We have this bridge in downtown Waukesha that's called the Love Bridge. Can you guys type in the chat or unmute? Why do we need different types of bridges? Why don't all of our bridges look the same?
Yeah, like what
Any-
is the purpose of a bridge?
Yeah, any ideas? You can feel free to either like raise your hand on the screen, we can call on you, or just type in the chat. If you're typing in the chat, we can give you a couple seconds to get those thoughts in there.
Yeah, some bridges are larger than others. Yeah.
Definitely. Stefan, do you want to go ahead?
Should I answer the part where what is bridges are used for?
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. You
Yeah.
know, some of these bridges are just, if you guys can see that one in the corner, you're not getting a car across on that bridge. It's just for people moving. And so, but there's some that you got to have huge, semi trucks. So yeah, and just, what you were saying there, Ben and Ellie, just to get to the other side. Some of our, our big lakes, our big rivers, there's a lot of traffic on both sides. And if you put a big river going through the middle of a state and you don't have a bridge, you're kind of restricted to one side or the other unless you hop on an airplane. So bridges are definitely important.
Lawson, do you have something to say?
Bridges are really useful because otherwise you either have to take a boat or a plane to get across to the other side of a river, or maybe even and then you can also use tunnels to get through mountains.
Yes.
Definitely. Yeah.
Exactly.
I don't want to swim
even-
through water.
Even some bridges, they open up in the middle. And
Yeah.
so the boat's able to go in between that in the water. So yeah, it's a great answer.
So yeah, great observations, all you guys.
All right.
So we're going to quickly go through all of our supplies that we have.
All right, so I'm gonna go through everything. And so if you guys are able to, if you guys have all your supplies, if you guys can like hold up your supplies as I call it, just so I know what you guys have. So basically, first we're gonna have our pieces of paper. All right, second. They're pieces of paper. All right, so then we have our pieces of cardboard. Okay, nice. Then, sorry. Okay, so then we have our small plastic cup. Okay, and then we have these metal washers. They should have been in the envelope, these small metal washers. And yep, if you guys didn't open up the envelope, be sure you can do that now. You guys should get the tape. All right, your lab notebook. It's in the yellow bag. And then you guys should have a pen or a pencil. You're gonna need that. And then also listed on the paper instructions, you guys should have at least 2 books that you found around the house. You're gonna use this to help build your bridge. At least 2 books would be very useful. Or if you guys didn't grab them, if you can quickly find 2 books around the house, that would be awesome. Do you have a block? That would, yep, that's perfect, actually. That's really, yep, that's good. All right, and then if you have some scissors, but obviously be careful, safety first, we're gonna be doing some cutting. Hey, Lawson, be careful, I see that. And then if you have, it would be useful if you could even have just like a blue marker or blue crayon, but you don't have to, but it would just be useful. All right, so does everyone have everything? You guys can give me a big thumbs up. Perfect. Okay, great. All right, Joelle, we're gonna move on to the next step.
Yeah, so our next step is actually just setting up our basics of what we're going to need for our bridges. So Alyssa's going to kind of help us demonstrate. She'll kind of display it for you guys and you guys can follow along or do, kind of go at your own pace for this beginning part. So.
All right, everyone grab pieces of paper and grab your scissors. Just grab a couple, maybe like 5. And so what we're gonna do is we're gonna cut them in half. We're not gonna cut them the hot dog way. We're gonna cut them the hamburger way. So if you want to fold them like this, like a book. All right, and then carefully, we're gonna take our scissors here. And we're just gonna cut it very carefully down the middle. Just like that. All right, everyone cut their pieces of paper just down the middle. All right, perfect. So when you have that, take one of them, just one of the pieces of paper, just the halves. And what we're gonna do is this is gonna be our river. So I'm going to decorate my river. I'm gonna draw a river. This is where you get your blue marker or crayon, and you can be as creative as you want. Draw the waves. I'm gonna draw a little fish in my river. Just take a quick minute just to decorate it. I'm sure yours is way more creative than mine, but this is my river right here. Anyone want to show me their river? Oh, yeah. There's a fish right there. Anyone else? Anyone else want to show me the river? I might add a little turtle in mine as well. That's my little turtle right there.
Beautiful artwork.
Thank you. Oh,
Nice. I see
beautiful.
Liliana and Layla's holding theirs up. Nice.
All
I see
right.
something from Ellie, I think. Looking good. We love
All right.
our beautiful rivers.
So next, what we're going to want to do is you're going to grab your piece of cardboard, okay? And hopefully you have a ruler near you. If you don't have a ruler, that's okay. But just what we're going to do is we're going to cut a little square out of it. So we're going to do it by 2 centimeters or 2 inches. So if you don't know what 2 inches is, it's the bigger number. But if not, if you don't have a ruler, that's okay. Just kind of estimate. You can just do like the size of your finger. And what we're going to do is we're going to make a square, and we're going to do it on the corner of the cardboard. So I'm going to put my ruler, and I'm going to make it 2 by 2. That makes sense. So it's going to be just like a square around this size.
And it doesn't need to be perfect, just a
Yeah.
good guess.
Yeah. And then what we're going to do is we're going to carefully cut the cardboard with our scissors. Just going to be just a little square. Obviously, mine's not perfect. It's fine as long as it's a little square. It doesn't matter. Perfect. Everyone's holding it up.
Nice. I'm seeing
Great.
it from Lawson, Elizabeth, looking good.
Perfect.
So, and then you guys, I think, are actually good with the rest of the cardboard. You can use the rest of that cardboard tomorrow. So if you're keeping your station neat, you can put that cardboard to the side. You just need that little square you cut.
All right. So now what we're going to do is I want everyone to grab their river, okay? And I want you to just place it down. Just place it down right in front of you the long way, not horizontal. Okay? And then what we're going to do is we're going to grab the 2 books that we got from home. And what we're going to do is we're going to put it on the side of the river. We're going to have it be just like this. So we're going to have it just touch the outside of the paper. As you can see what I just did. Oh, yeah, you have a question?
Could we put the books farther apart?
You're going to want, it's going to be trickier.
Well, it's
So-
a little challenge.
Yeah.
Hey,
So how
you're
you,
up for a challenge? Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
yeah.
and you guys will definitely have time later when you're making your bridges, and that's definitely a good strategy. As you can see, when your books are close together, how easy is it? How sturdy is your bridge? And what happens when you move your books apart? So your books are essentially like your river banks. So you can kind of play with it and think like an engineer and see what your best bridge suggestion is.
Yeah. All right. So, Joelle, we're gonna play a video now.
Yeah. So if you guys are still setting anything up, if you got, if it took you a little longer to cut out the cardboard or anything, no worries. You guys can still work on setting anything up if you need to. We're just gonna play a video of a couple of the kind of rules and the guidelines for our bridge making. So I'm gonna share my screen here for you.
Joelle, you're muted, just so you know.
Okay. Perfect. I'll play this, and then if you guys are hearing volume, just give me a thumbs up so I know it's working well.
When we are making our bridge, we have to remember a couple of rules. The first one is about our materials.
You just want to go full
If
screen?
you're a structural engineer, you have to be mindful of how many materials you use. You don't want to be wasting all your money on materials that aren't necessary. So when you're making your bridge, you want to remember to use as few materials as possible, but to still be as sturdy as possible. The next rule is that our books need to be as far apart as the river. This means that we want to set our books on either side of the long way of our river. This will help so our books don't slide in too far and get wet in our river. The next rule is that no tape should go on the books. The tape can go onto the bridge and help it stick together, but it's bad if it sticks to the books. And finally, our last rule is that our bridge can't touch the river. When we have our bridge going across the books, we don't want it to dip down into the river because this means that all the people and the cars on the bridge would get soaked, and we wouldn't have a very sturdy bridge.
All right.
When we are making our
Let's go to the next one.
All right, so does everyone want to get their lab notebook out? And what we're gonna do is we're gonna go to page 16. Okay, we're gonna go to page 16. And then what we're going to do is we're going to do a quick writing, and we're gonna write, what does our bridge need to have and do? So if you guys want to take a quick 30 seconds, just think about, what does our bridge need to be strong and sturdy? And then if you guys even want to put it in the chat or raise your hand and say what you think, that would be awesome. Does anyone have anything that they want to say? What they wrote down, why they think what their bridge needs? Yeah, you can speak.
Bridges, if it's like a longer bridge, you're probably gonna want a support in the middle or maybe multiple.
Yeah, definitely. Okay. All right, so now we're going to talk about a type of bridge. We're going to show you the type of the flat bridge.
Hi everyone! Now that we have our river and our setup all put together, we can start to make our first bridge. So what we're going to need for our first flat bridge is one sheet of paper. We can take this one sheet of paper and set it on our books across our river to act as where the people, the cars, and all the animals can cross over. The next thing we're going to do is take our little sheet of cardboard and put it right in the middle to act as our support that can help with our bridge. The next step is to take the small cup and set it on top of the cardboard. This is where we'll put our weights to measure how sturdy the bridge is. As you can see, the bridge is already dipping down a little bit, This shows that it might not be as supportive as a normal bridge could be. So to test our bridge strength, we're going to take the washers and put them in the little cups. So we'll start with one washer and we'll drop it in and see the weight. We can see that our bridge collapsed. This would not be good if this was a real bridge because we would be soaking wet. So what other bridges can we try to be more sturdy?
So you guys saw a flat bridge. I was seeing a couple of you guys following along. If you wanted to try it out quick and see for yourself, kind of set it up the same way we did. And I think, is it Stefan or Stefan? Stefan? Stefan, you were talking about before, if you put the books closer together or farther apart, this is maybe a great trial and error time where you could see if you just make a flat bridge, is it stronger when the books are together? Is it stronger when it's apart? But yeah, if you guys want to see it, otherwise you kind of saw in the video how this one is going. Let's get out of here.
And just to recap, I can't tape the books, right?
No.
Correct.
Okay.
All right. So now that you guys saw that just that one plain piece of paper is just not that sturdy, what I want you guys to do is go to the next page. I want you to go to page 17 and under design brainstorm. I want you guys to come up with an idea of what you think you would want to do for your bridge. Since you know that this one piece of paper isn't that sturdy, how would you design your bridge? Would you use multiple pieces of paper? Would you somehow tape multiple pieces of paper together? Would you add like your marbles to it? What would you do? So if you want to take a couple, yep, Stefan.
Can we only use paper?
Nope, all of your everything that you have, you can use. You use your tape, you use your washers, you can
Even
use your cardboard. Just as long as you don't tape the books, if that makes sense. But you can use
Yeah.
all the materials that you have. But like
Here's
I
your
said,
thing. Oh, go ahead, Alyssa.
oh, remember you have to be cost efficient. So you don't want to use everything. You want to make it as sturdy as you can without using everything, if that makes sense.
Nice picture, Grant. And yeah, that's exactly what I was going to say, what Alyssa said of think about it as like if you are an engineer and you have to buy your supplies for your bridge. I like to explain it like your paper is maybe, a couple bucks, not super expensive. You don't want to spend a bunch of money on a bunch of paper you don't need. But then that cardboard, the cardboard's super strong. So you could put the cardboard, on your riverbank. But what if that cardboard was billions of dollars? Would it be easier to just use a couple pieces of paper that's still strong? Would you rather have a strong bridge or a less expensive bridge? So you can definitely try out a ton of different designs. So this is where you guys can sketch down in your lab notebook different ideas of what would maybe be a really expensive but a really sturdy bridge, or what might be, the fewest materials but still kind of strong. Elizabeth, looking good. I'm loving it. Everybody's holding up their ideas.
Elizabeth, do you want to talk about your idea?
So my idea is to add cardboard and then add weights to each side so then it doesn't move.
Okay, yeah, that sounds like a good support. Okay, so Joelle, do you want to play the next video?
Yeah. So here we're just going to go through a couple of different types of bridges that we tried that just use your paper and tape. That's going to be kind of your main staple for building the bridge that you guys are want to look at is the paper, the tape. You guys can definitely add cardboard. A lot of those other things like the cotton balls that you see in there, the Play-Doh, most of those supplies you have are for tomorrow. If you would like to get creative, you could, but those are, we went through our supplies at the beginning that we kind of went over. Those are going to be like your main supplies. So these are a couple bridges that we tried out that kind of get the juices flowing for you guys.
So now that we've learned about the flat bridge, we can learn about some other types of bridges that might be a little more sturdy. So we're going to learn about two more bridges. The first one is the rolled bridge. What you're going to need is you're going to need 2 sheets of paper. And what you're going to do is you're going to start with one of them and you're going to start to roll the edges to make a tube. When you get to the end, you can use a little bit of tape to keep it sealed so it doesn't unravel. Then you're going to do it again with your other sheet of paper. and start rolling it, and then seal it again with tape. You can then take the two rolls and you can tape them together so they don't slip away from each other. This acts as your next bridge. So you can take it and set it over your river, and then take your piece of cardboard and set it on top again. This is just one type of bridge. Another type of bridge is the accordion bridge. What you can do with this one is you take your paper and you can start to fold it back and forth in the shape of an accordion. You can do this many different ways, either a tight accordion and do a bunch of different creases, or you can do less creases to see which bridge is more sturdy. As you fold it back and forth, you'll see that there are many different points that it will be able to rest on your books across your river. You can then set it over your river and put your piece of cardboard in the middle as well. This is an accordion bridge and another type of sturdy bridge. Now it's your turn to test out all different bridges and see which one you think is the most sturdy.
All right, so now that you saw two other different types of bridges, I want you guys again to go into your book on page 18, okay? And then, so what I want you to do is I want you to go to the top, and it's talking about planning. So I want you to write or even draw a plan for which idea that you're going to try first. So now that you just saw these different types of bridges, do you think you want to do an accordion bridge, or do you want to do just any type of bridge? Like, I'm going to make one right now. I'm folding it any type of way. It's whatever you want to do, whatever bridge that you think would be sturdy enough. So hurry up, jog your ideas, what you think would be good. And then when you guys are done, I would love to hear you share some of that. So just do that a quick 30 seconds.
And then after this, once we dive into our bridge making, oh, I'm seeing Lawson already. Lawson's getting excited. Ah, it crashed. Your people might be getting a little wet there, Lawson, but that's okay. Trial and error. Then you can talk about what was working, what wasn't. And you could see, Lawson did a great example of showing us, he put those washers in the cup as your kind of support. But if you guys find that, you guys, I think only have like 10 or so washers in there, maybe you have a really, really sturdy bridge that can hold more than 10 washers. Maybe walk, check around and see what other things you can put on your bridge and see how many different things you can stack up. When we did this before, people were making like towers on top of their bridges to see if it was stable, if it could hold balance. So maybe you could jot down some of those ideas of what else could you stack on your bridge to see how sturdy it is. So
yeah, maybe you can go around the house, maybe you could find a package of ramen noodles or something. Anything around the house that you think would work out, that's okay as well. So, all right. Oh, yeah, Stephanie, you have a question?
So we can start building our bridges.
That is what we're going to do now. So what we're going to do is we are going to, if you guys could do me a favor, actually, if you're somehow able to turn your, tilt your cameras down so everyone can like see what's going on. So maybe, it's a good idea, like, you guys can build off of each other. But yeah, we would love to see what's going on. And yeah, we're going to give you guys like 8 minutes, like 8 to 10 minutes to build your bridge, be as creative as you want. Like we said, maybe you could find something around the house that you want to test that out. But yeah, we're going to be here if you guys have any questions. So just let us know.
Yeah.
And have fun.
So yeah, like, just like Alyssa said, either take yourself off mute if you have a question, or we'll be watching the chat box too. So whichever is easiest for you, but you guys have probably about 5 minutes I know that's a very short amount of time. You guys can make bridges all night if you want to, but our time is going short. So you guys got about 5 minutes or so to work on your bridge, and then we can all share together.
All right. Austin, are you able to put your camera on so we can see? Oh, there you go. Oh, I see the popsicle sticks.
Lawson, that's looking pretty impressive. Got a whole cup full of markers on it. And this one looks dirtier than last time.
Austin, if you can take a picture of that, that would be awesome.
And then we'll do about like 30 more seconds. I know it's rushed. I know it's going fast. We're rapidly running out of time today, so do what you can. Elizabeth's is looking good with the popsicle sticks. It's kind of like a support there.
Oh, yeah.
All right. So I'm going to stop sharing on my end so I can put it over by you guys and we can see all the awesome things you guys did. So if you guys could raise your hand and kind of talk about what you made, we'll do a couple of you, as many as we can get in our short amount of time. If you guys could raise your hand or maybe put something in the chat of like, I'll throw it to Lawson first. Lawson, why don't you unmute and I'll spotlight you so we can see your awesome bridge.
So I made a bridge that under here I made a support out of cardboard as almost like a T, and I taped it so it wouldn't fall over. And then way under there's a small piece of cardboard that went across because otherwise the paper on the sides would fall. And then I have a cup full of all sorts of markers.
That's a sturdy bridge.
Some beads and some
Oh my gosh.
washes.
Yeah, you really
Wow.
took that flat bridge. Oh my gosh, flat bridge, and you made it sturdy. So good job to you. That's awesome.
Thanks.
So I
That's
know lots of
great.
you are still working, scrambling. Does anybody else want to share where they're at so far, or like maybe talk us through your bridge and like what you're gonna do next?
And I know we're running out of time, but when we get off, you guys feel free to continue on building your bridge and even making it better and more sturdier as well.
I think I'm seeing Ben raise his hand if he wants to quick share.
So I have 11 washers and a can. Tuna. Yeah, tuna.
Wow.
Nice. That's
That
looking straight.
tuna-
And it looks like you didn't use that many supplies there. What all type of supplies did you use for the actual bridge?
It was just 2 books and 2 pieces of paper.
That's good. That's a sturdy bridge with, thinking smart. You don't need that many materials. So nice work.
Yeah.
Thank you. If you, like I said before, if you guys are able to take a picture of your bridge, that would be awesome so I can share that. And like I said, I put my email in here, but I will put my email in here again. If you guys could send that to me, that would be
I
great.
was gonna say, why don't you do that real quick so we
Yeah.
can get
So
all
that-
look at those awesome pictures. So yeah, and I think we have time for, is there one more person who wants to share theirs? I think I heard Liliana and Layla, or here, Stefan, I see you raising your hand. You know what? We'll go quick. Let's see if we can see everybody's. We'll do a speed round. So Stefan, why don't you go first?
Liliana can go first. Just gonna make a few adjustments here.
Sounds good. Oop, Liliana and Layla, you guys are on mute if you want to jump off mute so you guys can talk us through your design.
I made cars right here, and I made a drawbridge thing so the cars don't go past it, and I made a road. Again.
I like the
Awesome.
support.
And yours is fancy. You got cars and everything. You girls
And
did an awesome job.
And I also made one myself.
Oh, nice. You want to show us quick?
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
Very cool. Awesome. These are looking like great bridges, all of you guys. So we're running out of time quick. So let's go quick to Stefan. You can show us and, tell us what you're still working on that might be adjusted as you're going. So.
Okay. So I have my river right here in the middle. And I wanted to expand the books a little. I haven't really tried this out yet, but here's my bridge. And then what I did is I just built origami, 2 long boxes. I just tape them together on both sides. So I can have one long one. And I take 2 of these together. So I can fold it.
Nice.
It's really
So did you know how to make origami beforehand?
Yeah.
That's an awesome skill. So yeah, using previous knowledge and applying it to new tasks.
Here, I'm gonna.
Pringles can.
Nice.
That's not good. I guess
But
I
you
can
know,
only
that
take
was
Pringles.
real smart. You didn't use a ton of supplies, so but you were looking like you were getting all your washers on there. So you still have questions in your lab notebook. I know we are running out of time, but feel free to go in your lab notebook and write down, some of the things of how did you learn about being a structural engineer today? Maybe some changes. What would you have changed if you could go back and edit up your bridge? But yeah.
Yeah, if you guys hurry up and go to page 19, there's the part where you can just reflect and just think about what you think you would do different. If you wanted to add more support, add more tape, whatever you think that would work better for your bridge. Or if not, you don't have to do that as well. But so, okay.
All right. So yeah, definitely make sure to send those pictures to Alyssa's email right there. And otherwise, it was great having you guys here. Time seemed to go by pretty fast, at least on my end. Awesome bridges, you guys. We'll see you all tomorrow if you can make it. I believe it's the same link, so just come on back and join us. And we're going to be using all of those other fun materials and being environmental engineers tomorrow.
Yeah, I would just like to thank you guys so much. And yep, feel free to keep on continuing on building your bridge. And maybe you guys, we can go over it for a quick couple minutes tomorrow, and you can explain to us what you worked on and added onto your bridge. So, all right, we'll see you tomorrow.
See you guys. Thanks for coming.
Bye.